Hey guys, come on in, have a seat. We are here to get into a court update. So, Megan Thee Stallion has teamed up with Clare Locke LLP, one of the nation's top defamation firms. Megan Thee Stallion is attempting to reinstate the jury's defamation verdict. Let's get into the court documents.
Document Tingz, bringing truth to the light. Paper trail strong, yeah, we reading it right. From the docket to the drop, every case, every scene. I'm your courtroom reporter with the facts in between. Yeah. Document Tingz, bringing truth to the light. Paper trail strong, yeah, we reading it right. From the docket to the drop, every case, every scene. I'm your courtroom reporter with the facts in between. Yeah.
All right, we're not going to overtalk it. We're not going to overdo it. Y'all already know about my copyright disclaimer. You already know about my QR code to my X page. Let's hop right into this court document. Now, this is only 5 pages here. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. So, motion of Clare Locke LLP to appear as Amicus Curiae in support of plaintiff Megan Pete's motion to reinstate jury verdict as to defamation claim and to amend final judgment or renewed motion for judgment as a matter of law. Okay, so Clare Locke LLP respectfully moves for leave to appear as Amicus Curiae in support of plaintiff Megan Pete's motion to reinstate the jury's verdict as to defamation claim and to amend final judgment or renewed motion for judgment as a matter of law, and to file the Amicus Curiae brief attached hereto as Exhibit A. This court's decision on Ms. Pete's motion will have far-reaching consequences for Florida's retraction demand statute, which is 770.01. And Clare Locke seeks to offer its expertise born of its many firsthand experiences with retraction demands involving social media influencers and litigation involving retraction demand statutes on the issues raised in Ms. Pete's motion. Since its enactment and through the rise of the internet, blogosphere, and so-called influencers, Section 770.01 application has been strictly limited to members of the media as distinguished from private persons, and that is a case law there. And it only applies when media defendants publish allegedly defamatory content in the course of furthering the free dissemination of information or disinterested in neutral commentary or editorializing as to matters of public interest. And that's also another case law there. The statute's purpose was, it is to ensure that the press can function as a bulwark against government censorship by guaranteeing it the opportunity to retract false reporting and avoid the chill of potentially ruinous defamation liability. Extending the statute's protections to social media influencers like Ms. Cooper, who admitted that she is an entertainer, not a journalist, and who the jury found did not provide disinterested and neutral commentary rather than advocacy for a particular client or personal interest, and did not impartially disseminate information rather than acting primarily to promote her own business, products, or services. And you can refer back to docket 226, would be anathema to its purpose, and it would provide a marked novel protection to clickbait bloggers and scammers, making it even more difficult for their victims to recover. Clare Locke is uniquely well positioned to provide guidance on this issue. Clare Locke is the nation's premier plaintiff's defamation law firm and has been recognized repeatedly by Chambers and Partners in National Law Journal, among other leading industry publications. Now, that was some tea, y'all. We got some tea. That was some tea right there. Some tea. That was a lot. That was a lot. Now, let's continue. Clare Locke's clients face catastrophic a catastrophic reputational harm from defamatory publications. Since its founding, the firm has witnessed firsthand the devastation that false accusations, which can quickly go viral, wreak on everyday people and their families. In the age of social media and cancel culture, unsubstantiated claims spread rapidly before their victims have a chance to clear their names. This phenomenon is worsened by the fact that online influencers and bloggers do not have the same incentives as traditional media entities and their journalists. Media outlets and their journalists suffer if they become known for publishing falsehoods or failing promptly to correct them. Their reputations are on the line, and they employ robust editorial and legal staffs to attempt to avoid defamatory publications. Social media influencers and bloggers have entirely different incentives. They seek to garner attention and clicks as quickly as possible, regardless of the truth. It behooves them to publish sensational, eye catching claims. They have no process for vetting their claims, truth, or for evaluating the soundness of retraction demands. And even worse, we have seen how, unlike traditional media defendants, influencers and bloggers leverage retraction demands to enhance the credibility of their falsehoods and thus their own credibility with their like minded, emotional driven followers, thus driving new cycles of defamation. Now, that was powerful. That was very powerful right there. Let's continue. Extending the application of retraction demand statutes like Florida Statute Section 770.01 would compel many victims of defamation to subject themselves to more defamation as a precondition to seeking justice in the courts. And it would erect this distinctive and indeed bearer to obtaining relief at a time when more and more everyday people are being defamed. Defamation victims face an inevitable dilemma: do nothing, often with catastrophic effects to their reputation, or fight back through expensive, time consuming litigation, which the deck is stacked against them through heightened pleading standards, the shortest statutes of limitations among torts, shield laws that prevent critical discovery, and actual malice standard, the expansion of the public figure doctrine, anti-slap statutes. Y'all see that? All right, let's continue. Interlocutory appeals of denied motions to dismiss and frequent remittiture of damages. Clare Locke submits the attached brief to provide its unique perspective and expertise on the issues raised in Ms. Pete's motion. Clare Locke explains that 1. Florida Statute 770.01 is limited by its text in authoritative construction by Florida courts to media defendants' speech in the course of furthering the free dissemination of information or disinterested and neutral commentary by editorializing. 2. Extending that limitation to social media influencers like Ms. Cooper would undermine the statute's purpose and harm Floridans, however you say that, by facilitating the spread of misinformation and forcing victims of defamation to subject themselves to more defamation as a precondition to seeking justice in the courts. And 3, holding Ms. Cooper to be a media defendant for purposes of Section 770.01 would essentially remove the media defendant limitation from the statute. For these reasons, the court should grant this motion and allow Clare Locke to appear as Amicus Curiae and file the Amicus Curiae brief attached hereto as Exhibit A in support of Ms. Pete's motion to reinstate the jury's verdict as to defamation claim and to amend final judgment or renewed motion for judgment as a matter of law. And that is the end of this court document. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably do a separate video of the actual exhibit. Okay. We're going to see. But this is exhibit A. This is what they were speaking of. It's 26 pages. I might do this in a separate video. We'll see. Oh, yes. So I'll do this in a separate video because, as y'all can see, it's a lot to read here. No, never. You know what? I'll attach. Okay, I tell you what. I will attach this to the bottom in the description box, as y'all can see. It's a lot of pages. 26 to be exact. Oh, yes. So what I will do is I will attach this to the bottom in the description box below, and y'all can get y'all's read on. But for the most part, I read what was more important. But this is also important, but I want y'all to put on y'all thinking caps as you read it. Now, as I always say, I appreciate everybody for following me, subscribing, liking, and sharing. I would not be able to do this without you guys. Okay? And I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all. And as I always say, when you lead with integrity, you never have to worry about somebody questioning your loyalty or your intentions. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow button. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, take care.